and welcome to the Pickle Vision live stream. Hello, welcome. How are we doing? Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening and joining me. It's Wednesday night, guys. It's the Pickle Jar live stream, the Pickle Vision live stream. We're all here. We're in the studio. We're having a lovely time. We've got the Cherry Pepsi Max on tap. It's not on tap. It's out of a bottle. We're not that fancy. Imagine that. Imagine having a Cherry Pepsi Max tap in your kitchen or at your computer desk. That would be literally the dream. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for tuning in. It is Wednesday evening. Tonight I thought we'd do something a little bit different. Normally we do a little bit of hobbying. We'll look at your stuff at around 9 o'clock during Loki Approved. Check out the Discord down below if you want to get involved in that. And then we usually sort of finish off the stream by just either chatting or doing a little bit more painting or whatever until 10 o'clock. What I thought we'd do today is something a little bit different. I've been thinking for a while about mixing it up a bit and doing some other stuff on the streams rather than just painting. It's not always enough time for me to get anything decent done painting wise. A lot of the stuff that I'm doing at the moment that I'm working on involves like a lot of airbrush work, which I've not got the second stream set up properly yet. So everyone seems to always enjoy when we just talk about random stuff. So I figured, let's do that. So today we're doing Ask Pickle Anything. So if you want any help with hobby stuff, whether that's painting, building, models to buy, models to look at getting for painting different things, help with list building, as long as it's Necrons or Dark Eldar, or rules, I guess, because obviously I am an expert on rules now and metagaming. If you've listened to this week's podcast, you'll know all about that. Or if you want to ask me anything else, just random, I'm sure we're going to have a lovely time. I'm sure I'm going to regret doing this, but I'm sure we'll have a lovely time as well. Without any further ado, let's have a quick look through the chat, see who we've got with us this evening. So from the start, we've got Graham Rigg coming in with the question on everyone's lips. What is the airspeed velocity of a... Oh, wait, he said a European swallow. The correct quote is, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? But I'll let you off, that's fine. Welcome to the stream. Then we've got Mr. Buffnet. Thank you very much for the for joining us, buddy. And thanks very much for the beef jerky. Of the 12 packets that you brought me, I have 4 left. Thank you very much for that. We've got Void Captain Bazooka making a very smooth landing. Welcome to the stream, bud. Hope you are well. We've got Pirate Queen Pickle all the way from the other room. Did make vague suggestions that she might do some painting today. Hasn't done. Normality resumes. Maybe tomorrow. Get Pirate Queen Pickle doing some painting while I'm doing some editing tomorrow. That'd be nice. But welcome to the stream. We've got Gina Doherty. Welcome to the stream. Good evening, Pickle people, indeed. I hope you are well. Thank you very much for tuning in. We have Mr. Richard Smith, the man, the myth, the legend himself, all the way from that way-ish. Welcome to the stream. We've got David Rocher. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much. Not a name that I recognise, so if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. If you don't know me, my name is Josh. I have the main channel, which is the Pickle Jar, right here on YouTube, and this is just the live stream channel. So if you want to see more of me in video form, check out the main channel, link down below. But welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've got Mugwump. Thanks very much for joining, buddy. Welcome to the stream. The King of Blood Bowl himself has joined us. We've got Frandog99. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hope you are well, buddy. Welcome to the stream. We've got the original Kesbian. Thanks very much for tuning in. Welcome to the stream. We've got Nightbot. Nightbot's here as well. I know you're busy, Nightbot, so thanks very much for joining us. And then right down, sneaking in at the last minute, we've got Katie Graham. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, each and every one of you, for tuning in. Everyone that is watching but not in the chat, that's absolutely fine. Welcome to the stream to you guys as well. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you're all having a wonderful week so far. We're halfway through, guys. We've got 2 days left, and then it's the weekend. It's a nice short week this week because of the bank holiday. Always nice, always good. If you want to help support the channel, guys, as always, there are a number of different ways you can do so. We've got our links down below in the description for all our affiliate links with Element Games, with Grim Dice Tabletop Gaming. So check out all of that sort of stuff if you want to help support us. We get a bit of a kickback if you buy anything through those links. It doesn't cost you guys anything extra. Alternatively, we've got the channel membership program, which is open over on the main channel if you want to help support us that way. Gets you early access to videos and a couple of other things as well. But as always, guys, the best way to support us is just to carry on checking out the live streams and checking out the videos. Speaking of videos, I'm going to get all the promotion stuff out of the way. Speaking of videos, I put a new video out on Sunday. Now, Sunday morning may not have been the best time to release a video, considering that it was Easter Sunday. It was a little bit slow out the gate, but that video has performed exceptionally well. I'm very, very happy with how it is running so far. The feedback seems to be really good. I had an absolute blast putting that video together, working on the board itself, putting the video together. So if you've not seen it already, I highly recommend you go and check it out. I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's bloody awesome, so go and watch it. And as well, me and Elston put our new episode out of Wargamers Anonymous, the podcast that we have started doing. That came out on Monday. Available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, other podcasting places. It just sort of sends it out to everywhere, so it's on everything. And now, for the first time ever, available on YouTube. That's right, guys. You've all been asking for it. Well, you've not all been asking for it. Some people have been asking for it to put the podcast onto YouTube because that's where they listen to podcasts. So we've done it. It's on YouTube now. It's on YouTube, so you can listen. All 5 episodes are up. The brand new one, as well as all 4 of the older episodes. So if you've not been able to listen to the podcast yet because you don't use Spotify or any of these other places, you can go and listen to it now right here on YouTube. There should be a link in the chat. I think there's one in the description as well. And yeah, go and check it out. Pretzel, welcome to the stream, bud. Hope you're all well. Thanks, Pickle. I run Terraintronics. Electronic stuff for your terrain build. Was very impressed with y'all's table build this week. Thanks very much. Glad you enjoyed the table build. I had an absolute blast putting that one together. It was a very fun project, and it's kind of sort of a work and something. It's a work and something in me. I want to do more terrain stuff. I want to do more gaming tables, board builds, scenery, all that sort of stuff. So you can probably expect to see some more of that sort of stuff coming up on the channel in the near future. Maybe not quite as big as the one that I did. It might be some smaller stuff, might be some kill team size stuff maybe, or just individual scatter terrain pieces, I don't know. But definitely going to be some more terrain stuff because I really, really enjoyed putting that together. No wonder he wasn't bothered about eating tea. I've not eaten them all today. This is since Boffnet left. I mean, I had like 2 or 3 packets while Boffnet were here. Yeah, I've had a few. I've got like 4 or 5 left, I think. I don't know, something like that. I only had 1 today. I had 1 as we were in the car earlier. I tried beef jerky for the first time last week and it was tasty. Which one did you have, Kesbium? I really enjoyed the stuff that Boffnet sent me up is Jack Link's. It's very, very nice. Highly recommend. On the topic of beef jerky, that was a recommendation from Boffnet for our snack attack sections of the podcast. We've now got a couple of things lined up. As you can see in the background on the shelf over there, we have the Tangy Worms Jealous Sweets. I've got 2 packets there. They're for the next episode, which we'll be recording next weekend. And then arrived today, fresh. Well, not fresh, but arrived today. I have these, which are salty caramel chocolate coated licorice, which they sound interesting. Thank you, Peter Gronfeldt, for sending these over. I've got a packet to send over to Elston as well. But yes, it's we've got snacks for days. If anyone else wants to send us any snacks for us to try or drinks for us to try on the podcast, you are absolutely more than welcome to. if you want to, I've got how many packets? I think I've got three packets of the tomato ketchup flavoured crisps left as well, which we did on this week's episode. But yes, anyway, can you pickle? I wonder if you can pickle beef jerky. You can pickle anything. Yeah, you can pickle anything. Scat for the win. So much easier to handle and reuse in different scenarios. 100% agree. I was going to have some Baileys, and then I saw how many calories are in it, so I've used those to have aero mini eggs instead. I mean, I'd rather have Baileys. I could really go for a Baileys coffee right about now. Could really go for a Baileys coffee. It'd go down really nice. It was a brand called Kings. It was a barbecue flavoured one I found in Tesco Express. Very nice. The ones I got were... I can't remember which ones the one that I tried on the podcast. But the ones that Boffinett sent up are the Jack Links ones. Definitely got more in the ones that I bought as well. I remember Elston mentioning, I think he had the Jack Links ones on the podcast, and he mentioned that you don't get a lot in them. And I was like, oh, I've got loads in mine. And then I've had some of these ones, and you don't get a lot in these ones. Maybe that's why they were cheap. There's a farm local to me who does their own jerky. It's very nice. Oh, I'm very jealous. Very jealous. To be fair, it looks like something... like when we looked at it, it doesn't look like it'd be too hard to make. It's just like dried out meat, like smoked meat, and like salted to keep it sort of not going off. What else have I been up to? I've been painting loads. There's nothing on my desk. My desk is oddly, well, I say clear. It's not clear so I'm in a weird point at the moment where I'm doing a lot of painting for the same project, for the same army, for my Age of Sigmar stuff. So these are all the paints that I've used at various points for this project. And every time I go to tidy my desk, I go, oh, I should put all my paints away. But then I'm like, I'm going to have to get them out again in a bit because I'll be painting again. So all these paints are left out because I'm working on a project. I've emptied the wet palette for the first time in like a week. In fact, first time since last Wednesday. I've emptied the wet palette and letting that sort of dry out a little bit and clean out. So that's drying out. The fantastic wet palette. I've got another 6 Manskewer Bolt Boys sat waiting to be painted. They got built and primed earlier on today, and they're waiting to be painted. I finished painting my. In fact, I'll show you later because he's on the Lucky approved anyway. But yeah, I finished painting the war boss. What's he called? The boss on Nashtooth, whatever he's called, from Age of Sigmar Army. Good evening, Phil Ediart. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Thanks very much for joining us, and Campaign Terrain as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Squidmore slammed Army Painter this week. Do you feel the same? Fight, fight, fight. Was that in the part of the two-parter video that he did with where he reviews all the paints? I did speak to Emil actually after I saw that video, just because I know that on it he'd said he had some issues with the Pro Acryl, like not wanting to sort of stick to the models. There was the first layer was tough to put down, and I did message him and chat to him about that because I've not had that issue myself, but I always use the Vallejo primer for mine. I don't know what primer he'd used, but it sounds like it was a rattle can. I said that may be why. I know that Luke's had the same issue before as well, but I've not had any issues with the Vallejo primer, so I don't know, maybe that factored in. But if it's I think when he was reviewing them, it was the regular Army Painter paints. Now, what last year when Army Painter messaged and asked if they could send me out the air paints, I was a little bit dubious, because I've always had a bit of a hit and miss relationship with the Army Painter paints. Like, some of them are absolutely amazing, and then there's others that are just not great, and I've always struggled with and found them very hit and miss. So when they asked if they could send the air paints out, I was a bit sort of umming and ahhing whether to, you know, take them or not, because I didn't really want to take them if I was then just going to say, you know, not nice stuff. But I figured I'd take a chance, and the air paints have ended up being absolutely amazing. Like, if I'm airbrushing anything, they are the paints that I'm using at the moment. They're absolutely fantastic. They are thinned. The consistency is spot on for airbrushing. The colours are absolutely gorgeous. They're really nice and matte. They're not too over the top. Like, all my Age of Sigmar stuff, that's all done with air paints, bar like a couple of details, which are done with Pro Acryl. So yeah, I love them. And then the speed paints as well. I absolutely love the speed paints. I think they're fantastic. I was the first time I used them when I did the 2 different Marines. I was a bit sort of, I wasn't sure, but then when I did my Marvel stuff and I used like a bigger variety of the range, and put them all to the test and painted with them properly, they are really, really nice. So I guess it depends on which range it is. Like, if it's just the normal Army Painter paints, there's a long way around to answer that question. If it's just the normal Army Painter paints, then I would probably agree. They're a little bit too inconsistent for me. If you get the right ones, they're absolutely fantastic. But the fact that you have to sort of pick and choose which ones you want to use from the range, it's not great for me. I'd rather just buy a range and then be able to use it. So, but if it's the air paints, the speed paints, they've all been fantastic that I've used so far. So, I'm excited. New Pro Acryl paints coming out this week. Yes, I should hopefully have mine at some point in the next week or so. I'm like sat eagerly waiting the postman. Yeah, they should be out in the next week or so, I think. That's like 12 new paints, and I think they're sending me some primers out as well. Because I've not got any of the primers, and because I'm like using a lot of them, I want to use them through the airbrush and stuff as well. So they're sending me some of those out as well, so that'll be nice. How did you get the name Pickle/Pickle Jar? So this question comes up all the time. So Pickle was not real. I mean, it is still, but like not as much. But Pickle was or is mine and Wendy's like pet names for each other. Like, we call each other Pickle instead of like Love or Duck or Babe or whatever. That's been our pet name for years. So then when we started the channel, the original plan was we were going to like sort of do it together. I'd started the channel because I wanted to do something to fill my time, because I'd stopped doing the theatre group. I was taking some time off from the theatre group. So I stopped doing that, and the YouTube channel was just to fill in all the time that I spent doing that, and so I wasn't just sat doing nothing. We started off doing doing the channel together. Obviously then I ended up sort of doing the bulk of it, and sort of doing more with it. But we called the channel the Pickle Jar because we were doing all sorts of videos. We weren't just doing miniature painting when we first started. We did vlogs. We did a music video. I did game reviews and video game guides for stuff like Sea of Thieves and Wargroove and stuff like that. And it wasn't until like 6 months in or something that I went, I really enjoy the miniature painting stuff that I'm doing, so that's what I want to focus on with the channel. And then from there, just sort of stuck with it. So yeah, that's why it's called the Pickle Jar, because it's mine and Wendy's pet name for each other, and that's just what we decided to call it. Monkey Boy, welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Thanks very much for tuning in. And Ridgecraft as well. Thanks for joining us. What's your favourite primer? So it depends what I'm doing. If I've got plenty of time and I'm not in a rush for anything, then I will use the Vallejo black surface primer. And then if I'm depending on how I'm going to paint it, I'll use the Vallejo black surface primer, and then I'll use the white primer over the top, again through an airbrush, just to do a zenithal, or I'll use the grey and then the white for zenithal. If it's something like if I've got loads of stuff to paint and I'm just wanting to get on with painting them, then I'll use the Colourforge matte black. Oh, thanks, Pickle. Thank you. Can I have a kiss? It's fine. Kiss. Mwah. Love you. I got a Bailey's coffee. Ooh. So yeah, I did. Yeah. So I forgot what question I'm answering then. So yeah, I use Vallejo primer for airbrushing, like black, grey, and white. If I'm doing zenithal, if I'm just priming and then getting straight to painting, I'll just use black. But generally, if I'm airbrushing, I'll do a zenithal on it, even if I don't use it for the painting part. Like I don't necessarily have to paint it with transparents. I'll do a zenithal more often than not, because then it can often help pick out the details, so that when I'm painting, it's easier to see what it is I'm painting rather than just black. So that's what I use for an airbrush. If I'm in a bit of a rush, or if it's just like I want to paint this one model, then I'll just chuck them on. I've got a stick. Where is it? I have a stick. This is from a horse shop where you go to buy like horse food and stuff. And this is a stick that you mix horse food with. It's just a plastic stick, cost about £2. And then I stick blue tack to that. I can usually do 6 or 7 models at a time along that. I actually primed my Manskewer bolt boys with this earlier on. And then I use rattle cans. Now, I used to use the Halfords primers, the black and the grey from Halfords. But then since Colourforge started doing theirs, they're the same size can, and I think they're about the same price. They might be like £1 or something extra, but they're about the same price, and they're gorgeous. Like they're matte black and matte black, matte grey, and matte white are all absolutely spot on. So I use those. So that's what I tend to use. Colourforge if I'm rattle canning, or Vallejo if I'm airbrush priming. Although, like I say, I have got the Pro-Acryl stuff coming, some of their primers, so I can try those out, just to see what they're like. I saw some more questions pop in. Open Grim Dice will stop Pro-Acryl at some point. I don't think they'll be able to, because I know that Element Games are like the distributor in the UK. And I know when I've spoke to the guys at Grim Dice before, I've been trying to get them to stock the Vallejo metal colour stuff for ages at Grim Dice, and they haven't done yet. Just because that stuff is gorgeous. I mean, we can only hope. We can only hope. Does anyone else find that Pro-Acryl paint split on a wet palette if left for more than 24 hours? I've not really noticed it too much. I've emptied my wet palette off because I've cleaned it today. But when I opened it up earlier, I had the paint that I had on the palette from last Wednesday. So last Wednesday's stream when I was painting, the paint was still on there, and it was still usable because I finished off a couple of details on my my boss on Nash Tooth guy. I had like teeth and eyes and stuff to finish off, and that was still fine. So I don't really know. This is the thing. It depends on the paper. It depends on how hydrated the wet palette is, like the humidity and stuff. I tend to be able to leave my wet palette closed, but I know that a lot of people leave it like that when it's got paint on it, because otherwise it gets too moisturised and splits and stuff. I tend to be able to leave it closed here. When it's summer, when it's warmer, I do tend to definitely leave it closed, because if I leave it open, it just all dries out way too much. So I guess it depends. If you're finding that it's splitting, maybe maybe try leaving the palette slightly open rather than closing it completely, and see if that helps at all. But I've not noticed any splitting at all. Is it worthwhile setting up a Twitch account to help progress my miniature painting? So it depends. So generally, if you set up a Twitch account, it's because you're wanting to stream on Twitch. Now, I don't know whether necessarily streaming painting on Twitch will help. It depends what you mean by progress. Do you mean like as in just getting you to paint more often because you've sort of got that thing help like pushing you to paint? Or do you mean as in like you wanting to improve your miniature painting? If you're wanting to improve your miniature painting, I would say that rather than doing Twitch, the best thing to look at doing is to sort of post photos on different groups, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever, Reddit, if you're brave enough, and ask for feedback on those sort of places, and you'll get a lot of rubbish feedback, just stuff like more contrast or thin your paints or whatever. But you will get some good feedback in there as well. So it depends if you can sort of sift through that and get to the good feedback. I'd advise doing that. Other than that, enter some competitions and stuff. Like enter some competitions, and like proper competitions as well, not just like store ones. Like proper competitions doesn't have to be like Golden Demon or anything, but you can enter some competitions and stuff and get feedback from judges and things like that. I know they've got a painting competition at Chillcon this year, with a few different categories. If you go onto their Facebook page, that's all laid out. I don't know if you're planning on coming down to Chillcon or not, but like stuff like that, look at entering, and then you can always get feedback from judges and stuff on what to look at improving. I think Twitch, like if I was wanting to improve my miniature painting, I would not do that via streaming on like YouTube or Twitch or whatever, because I mean, point in case is like today, I've not even bothered getting anything out to paint on today's stream because the amount that I get done in a stream between like checking on chat and all that sort of stuff is very minimal. Because like the thing with streaming is you have to be very engaged with the chat, or you have to try and keep as engaged in the chat as you can, because unless you're an absolutely mega like top-notch painter that paints ridiculous stuff and people are tuning in to watch that, then what they're tuning in to watch instead is your personality and you. And they don't get the personality if you just head down painting. You need to be up and checking with chat. So I think it'd probably actually be detrimental to progressing. That being said, if you're wanting to do it because if you wanting to stream and and put your stuff out there a bit more, then yeah, absolutely stream on Twitch or on YouTube or wherever. But if you're wanting to do it to improve your miniature painting, I would say that it's probably not the best course of action. It could be like you could do both. There's nothing saying you could do both, but then at that point, it's like especially on Twitch, to get like decent numbers so that you're getting some feedback in any sort of sense. Like you have to do it fairly regular, so it's a tough one. Regarding primer, Vallejo Mecha primer is class 50-50 with thinner. So I tend to add, I have a bottle, and I've said this loads of times, I don't bother using thinner. I have this bottle, and this is water for the entire bottle. It's just water, and then like literally like 2 or 3 drops of dish soap, like fairy liquid or whatever you have, and I use that as thinner instead of actual thinner. It's a lot cheaper because you don't have to buy it. It's just water, and it works fine. So when I'm doing primer, I tend to put sort of 8 or 9 drops of primer in, and then 1 drop of that for my primers. Thin your paints is not bad feedback. It's all I know. It's not bad feedback. But when someone puts a post up and says, this is what I've done and blah, 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 have some feedback. And if someone just goes, thin your paints, without any other context or explanation or reasons why or anything like that, then it's bad feedback. It's also bad feedback as well because you want context and you want like actual feedback. You want someone to go, you need to thin your paints a bit more because see on this part you've got a bit of texture and you can see the brush strokes and stuff if you thin your paint. Do you know what I mean? You want that explanation. You need an exciting new wet palette. If only there was a new one coming out soon. A cool video to show it off. So this video, this wet palette, this blue one. I mean, and Bofnet's seen this as well. I showed him on Saturday or Friday, whenever it was that it came up. The paint was still in the same state then as today as it was then, Bofnet, when I cleaned it off. I would advise using some different paper maybe. The paper that comes with this, it is amazing. So I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm still not really allowed to. But I've been using the Army Painter one for years, and I'm now just using that one because it's a little bit bigger. The paper's loads nicer. The sponge is insane. But yeah, there's a video coming out on that. I think Friday or maybe Sunday. I don't know. One of those two. I've been editing it today. It should be finished tomorrow. It's not on my channel. It's over on Geek Gaming Scenics. Because that's the, that's where we're doing it. I will be putting something out on my channel for it. Although it'll likely just be part of another video. Rather than a dedicated video. Because Luke's already putting one out and it doesn't make sense to double up on him. But it is the nicest wet palette that I've ever used. And I use all my Pro Acryl stuff on it. I don't have any issues. It's brilliant. I don't really know what else to say. It sounds like I'm trying to sell it. I'm not. Because I don't even know where you can buy it. I've definitely not got any affiliate links for it. But it is a fantastic palette. I'm loving it. I love the fact that you always call them bolt skewer, man skewer, bolt boys. It's because bolt skewer, I don't know why, but bolt skewer sounds like it should be the right name. So I always do that, and then I always realise and correct myself. And I'm glad that someone noticed that. Tabletop Ready Minis, welcome to the stream, bud. Hope you are well. Thanks very much for tuning in, buddy. Lovely to see you here in the chat. Smed, have you ever been to Warhammer World? I have. And if so, do you recommend going? If you've never been before, I mean, to be fair, even if you have been before, it's one of those things that I recommend everyone do at some point, at least once. If you've never been before, then it's absolutely fantastic. It's a great day out. Like, there's massive gaming hall, and like things are starting to get a bit more normal now. Like over COVID and stuff, it was a bit weird because it was massively spread out, and you felt a bit weird like going around and looking around. But one of my favourite things to do when I go is to look around all the tables, look at all the armies that are being used, look at the games that are being played and stuff, and just sort of like looking at people's painted stuff. Then there's the shops, which there was 2 shops, and it's now all just kind of one shop, which is like the Warhammer shop and the Forge World shop. So it has everything pretty much. There's like tons and tons of displays in the shops for models built up, models painted, like stuff that they use on box art and in White Dwarf and stuff. And then upstairs, you do have to pay admission to get in, but upstairs there's like the big gallery that has got like just absolutely ridiculous displays and dioramas and stuff. Then attached to Warhammer World, there's Bugman's, which is the sort of like bar. So you can have a drink, you can have some food and stuff. Absolutely gorgeous burgers in there. So like, if you've never been before, it is a full day's sort of thing. It's great to have a look around everywhere and like have some food and stuff. I'd say get up there, look around the shops and stuff, look around the games, maybe book a table, have a game yourself in the big like gaming hall, have something to eat, check out the gallery and stuff, get something from the shop, head home. Perfect day out. If you have been before, just go again. We go like fairly regular. I was there a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going again in. I don't know if I can say that actually. Forget I said that. Definitely not going to be there in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I'd recommend going. It's a fantastic day out. Especially if you're a Warhammer fan and a GW fan. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, Games Workshop, meh. If you like models, you like Warhammer stuff, then it's literally the place it's all made. Like it's a fantastic day out. Highly recommend going. Like it's one of the it's nerd mecca, innit? It's like it's the motherland. You've got to go at least once. Lazy Mini Painting, don't worry about being late, buddy. A wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Tricky question for you. Due to having COVID, I can't leave the house. I need to make a flag for a diorama. Oh, and now the chat's just moved like a million miles on. Need to make a flag for a diorama, but can only use what's in my house. Any suggestions? I mean, I can't really advise on that because I don't know what you've got in your house. I would say it depends what sort of flag you're wanting to make. I don't know what. So, depending on what flag you want to make, you can use. Yeah, I need more information. I can't answer that. I need more information. What sort of flag is it you wanted to make? Does it need to be painted? Frost and Fist, welcome to the stream. I've just seen you pop up in the chat further back, which I missed. But welcome. Hope you're well. Yeah, what sort of flag is it you want to make? Does it need to be painted? Is it just like a one coloured flag? Does it need to be textured? Does it need to be flat so you can paint it? Like, I need more information. Cheers mate, I'll be at ChillCon for sure. Golden Demon, I did that years ago and just missed out. A Bronze Demon back in 2006. 4 finalist pins makes me want to get back to that standard. Absolutely then, man. Yeah, competition, especially if you've painted at that level before and like sort of come that close, competitions are 100% the best way to push yourself because you've got a target. Like, it's not just the feedback you get from the judges and stuff. Like, you have a target. You want to win a prize. So if you've got that in mind, you're not just sort of aimlessly going, well, I'm going to try and improve, I don't know, wet blending or highlights or whatever. Like, you've got a target in mind and you're pushing and aiming to that target. And then when you get there, you'll then get feedback on what you did right and what you maybe could improve on. And then the next time, do you know what I mean? So that's 100% way to go. I should be at ChillCon. I don't know whether I'm going to enter the painting competition or not yet. Kind of tempted to, but we'll see. We'll see. I haven't entered a proper painting competition in a long time. Maybe I'll do the same. Maybe I'll push myself and give it a go. Back from the horses, so tea and teletime. Have fun, everyone. Still love you, Pickle. Richard Smith, we love you too, man. Thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Oh god, it's an amazing palette. Brilliant. Thanks, Buffnet. Thanks, dude. Mugwant, paper or baking foil or bottle plastic? Bottle plastic's a good shout because it's nice and rigid. Good shout. I didn't want to use papers. I will need to paint it. Could try the others. Yeah, I would say a hard plastic, like a bottle plastic or something like that. If you've got any, plastic cards, from blister packs or anything like that, if you cut it in the shape you want, so I'm assuming like a rectangle or something, cut it in the shape you want, and then and be careful, but get a hairdryer and warm it up, and it'll sort of bend, and then just let it cool off and set in place, so you can make it like fleur, like it's like flapping in the wind or whatever. Yeah, a hairdryer on that should make it bend a little bit, and then take the hairdryer off, let it cool and set, and then it'll set hard, and then you don't get those weird creases from just bending it. Great tip regarding thinner, thank you, Mr. Pickle. No problem at all. I mean, I tell that that's the one bit of airbrushing advice that I give to everyone is I just don't bother with thinner, because like, I mean, I used to just use water just by itself, and then I started putting just a couple of drops of dish soap, like not enough so that it foams up in the bottle or anything. It's like literally just a couple of drops, and it's absolutely fantastic. It does the job brilliantly. Ooh, and the chat's just gone mental again. Good to see you. Having a good day. Hope you are too. I'm having a fantastic day here, Frost and Fist. Opinions on Sisters of Battle, or is it Battle Sisters? Sisters of Battle. I'm glad that they exist for other people. It's probably the most diplomatic way I can answer that. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Sisters of Battle, if I'm completely honest. I don't know what it is. I think I was having this conversation with Boffnet the other day, actually, because me and Boff have done a swap with our Imperium stuff, so I'm getting all the Boffnet's AdMech stuff that comes with Imperium, and I'm sending him all of my Sisters of Battle stuff. And we've swapped a couple of other kits that we had, like I had the Celestine? I had the Celestine, I think someone got it me, and I was never going to do it with it because I'm not a fan. And Boffnet's also sent me up like one of the Age of Sigmar characters, like in return. But I'm just not a fan of Sisters of Battle. I mean, like, I'm glad they exist because other people do like them. I'm not a fan. I think it's because they're a bit too much of the sort of like religiousness about them. It's a bit too, like, it's a bit too much that way. And I'm not really a fan of the aesthetic, like all the candles and crap. Like, I'm just not a fan. But if you do enjoy Sisters, then I'm happy for you. I'm happy they exist. It's just not my thing. I collect my stuff. You collect your stuff. That's fine. Bugman's is my favourite bit. Bugman's is my favourite bit as well. I always look forward. I was so good. We went with Luke a couple of weeks ago, and we were going to go and have food in Bugman's, and then we sat down and it was like an hour wait for food. So then I went, nah, let's not wait an hour. But I was gutted. Flag will be on the back of a tractor and will need to be painted. Yeah, I'd 100% try the blister pack thing. Because then, like I say, that way you can like form it and stuff a bit with a hairdryer. Yeah, it's about £7 for the exhibition. I think it was like £7 or £8. But it is worth it. Like if you look at everything in there, you'd be in there a good hour and a half. Like, it is a long exhibition, and it's like it's got everything in it, like massive displays of stuff. It's brilliant. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 7 probably, I think. Maybe 6. Depends if it's a good day or not. What's been your favourite army to this day? / would you like to see any new armies you have an idea for? I haven't got any ideas for any new armies because I'm not that creative. But my favourite army, I mean, it's not going to be any surprise for anyone, is it? My favourite army is my Necrons. I absolutely love them. So, like, when I first started playing 40k, I did Space Marines like everybody else does. Like, you know, well, I say everyone. Most people do Space Marines when they first start playing 40k. Because they're the poster boys. So I did Space Marines, I think I did them for about 6 months. And then I started looking at other stuff, and I saw the Necrons. Now, this was back in 3rd edition, when Necrons had about 10 different models, and that was it. They had a Lord, a Destroyer Lord. They had Flayed Ones, Immortals, Destroyers. What else? A Monolith. Not Praetorians, they were called something else. That might be called like Pariahs. They had a Nightbringer, a Deceiver, and I think that were it. It's like nine different models. Like that's what they had. And so I saw them, and I instantly loved them. I thought they were absolutely amazing. I thought they were brilliant. So I started doing Necrons then, 3rd edition. I did Necrons all the way through until 6th edition. And then about halfway through 6th edition, me and my friends all sort of stopped playing. We all sort of lost touch. And we started playing like smaller skirmish games and stuff instead. And I ended up then, it got to like, during 7th edition, and I got all these Necrons. I had like 4,000 or 5,000 points in Necrons. And I'm not using these anymore. Someone else might as well get some use out of them. So I sold them all. And then I think it was about a month later that they announced 8th edition. And all my friends decided we were going to start playing 40k again. And at that point, I was like, that hurts too much that I've just sold all my Necrons. I'm going to have to do Dark Eldar instead. Because I always like to look at Dark Eldar. So I did Dark Eldar for a couple of years. And then when Indomitus came out, I was like, right, it's time. It's time to do Necrons again. And since then, like, my Necron army has far outstripped my Dark Eldar army. I'm just in love. I'm just in love with them. I've got, you can't really see because it's behind the monitor, but that top shelf is full of Necrons that are built and ready to paint. And I'm very much looking forward to getting some more stuff done. I've got the Silent King on there. I'm really, really looking forward to doing him at some point. Because he's such a gorgeous model. Nicely done, Pickle. Yeah, well, being diplomatic. Ravens Rook, welcome to the stream, dude. Hope you're well. Thanks very much for tuning in. What do you think? What do you think of the new Blood Bowl team, the Vikings with the beer pigs? I absolutely love them. I think they look fantastic. If I wasn't already painted up like 3 other different Blood Bowl teams at the moment, then I'd definitely be picking them up. But I'm sort of halfway through doing my Black Orcs. I've got my Imperial Nobility that I need to do. And I've got my Nurgle Blood Bowl team that I'm like halfway through doing. I want to get all of those finished before I buy any new Blood Bowl teams. But they're definitely going to be on the list at some point soon. I'm not really impressed with the pitch. The pitch looks a bit boring. But that's the pitch, innit? The team itself looks fantastic. I love the beer pigs. They look brilliant. Does Luke get on your nerves when you're trying to work? See, I've got to be careful because he's not in the chat, but Luke does tune in and check out the streams. The honest answer, because I am answering everything honestly tonight, the honest answer is that it depends what I'm doing. When I'm filming and stuff, and when we're working on stuff, no, don't get on my nerves at all. If I'm editing, because most of the time when I'm editing, I edit from home, I edit here, because this is where all my setup is. But there are occasions like where I'll go in the morning to do some filming, we get everything filmed that I need to film, so then I'll just stay and edit there for a bit, and we chat and stuff. But when I'm editing, I like to have my headphones on or my speakers on. Like, I have my headphones on if anyone else is in the house. If Wendy's in the house, I have my headphones on because I can just sort of zone out and focus. I have my speakers on if there's no one else in, because I can still just focus. But I like to sort of just zone out and just focus on it and get on with it. And Luke likes to chat. So sometimes I get a bit frustrated because I find it hard to focus on what I'm doing. But it's not really a complaint. It just means I get more done when I'm at home. But most of the time when I'm in, I'm filming and stuff anyway. So, and I wouldn't say it annoys me. It's just more, I find it hard to focus. Because the thing is, we both have a laugh though. That's the thing. Because we're mates, it's just non-stop banter, and we just have a laugh. It's like I can't really class it as a negative because we're just having fun. Luke likes to chat. Understatement of the year. I've got to head off. Good night, Pickle. Good night, everyone. Original Kesbian, thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your evening. And massive thank you for all the amazing support. What's the best model you've ever seen? There was recently a Tyranid Bio Titan and an Eldari Titan, forgive me if I'm wrong, at the local place I go, which I see you at quite a bit. Is that at Mayfield? I saw the Tyranid Bio Titan and the Eldari Titan. My favourite model, like from everything ever, or just from Games Workshop. Favourite model ever. It doesn't even have to be one that I've painted. It can just be my favourite model. I think my favourite model that would probably have to be my favourite model ever would probably have to be the Forge World Dark Eldar transport, the Tantalus. That is such a nice model. It's so cool. It's basically Jabba the Hutt's sail barge, but for Dark Eldar. It's one of those models that I've wanted to get for ages. Like when I started doing Dark Eldar, and the only reason that I haven't, I mean, that's the only reason. Like one money, because you know I think it's like £160. It might even be more than that now with the price increases. It's something like that, I think. And two, space. My Dark Eldar already take up a full shelf in my cabinet, so I don't really know where I'd put it. I'm kind of sort of panicking at the moment because my Necrons have nearly took up the full top shelf, and I've got all of those left to paint and add on. And once they're done, I don't know where I'm going to put them. I don't know if I need to get some more cabinets. I have ummed and ahed about getting rid of these bookcases, because realistically, most of this stuff I don't really use. They were both all full of Doctor Who stuff before I sort of moved everything around. Now, half of the Doctor Who stuff that was on this set of shelves is now away in storage, and it's only really this bookcase that's got Doctor Who stuff on. All my DVDs, some memorabilia stuff from shows that we've been to, and then books. But realistically, it could all be packed away, or at least condensed. And then I could get some display cabinets or display shelves for my armies. I like to have my armies out on display. If it's like one or two random models for something, I don't mind it being packed away in a box. Unless it's like a display model. But I like my armies being out on display because I work hard to paint stuff up. I don't just want to leave it in a box. I like having it out and on show, and so people can look at it. And I mean, it makes a nice backdrop. I mean, this don't make a nice backdrop. This is just mess. But it is nice to look at. So I don't know. It's something I need to think about, because especially so like currently I've got a massive Necron army, a massive Dark Eldar army. I've got a growing Space Marine army, which is currently must be about 1,500 points with a Space Marines. And now I'm starting to do my orcs for Age of Sigmar. as well as like all my stuff up here, like all my Marvel stuff is on that top shelf. I've got loads of random stuff on all these shelves. I like having stuff on display. It's nice. Yeah, it was the Eldar. It's the big what night thing. It's not a night, whatever it's called. Question: if pineapple is on a pizza, can it truly be called a pizza? My answer to this is I would never. I can't even say that because I have eaten pineapple on a pizza recently. I would never order pineapple on a pizza, but even pizza with pineapple on it is still pizza. So it's still pizza. Even if it's bad pizza, it's still pizza. Have you ever mistaken a crow for a raven? I don't think so, no. I have half a box of Necron Indomitus and all the Necrons from Imperium I will never paint or play. Is it warm in here? Opinions on Star Wars Episode 7, 8 and 9. 7 was alright. First time I watched it, I didn't like it because it was too much like Episode 4. But then when I watched it again with that in mind, I enjoyed it. 8 and 9, didn't really care for. Yeah, didn't really care for 8 or 9 that much. I don't hate them like a lot of people do. I'm indifferent towards them. I've watched them multiple times because like I kind of, if I'm doing a run through of all the Star Wars films, I have to watch them because otherwise I've not watched all of them and it annoys me. But I also don't mind episodes 1, 2, and 3. So, although episode 3 is the best, then episode 1, then episode 2. From those 3, episode 2 is just too long. It's too long. Half that film could be cut, and it'd be fine. I want to find a home for them. Well, you want to find a home for Necrons, you say? Now you're speaking my language. I display everything. I love it. Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, I don't see why we should spend all this time painting stuff to then just chuck it in a box. Have it on display. Absolutely. Who is your favourite Doctor and why? So, I've got 2 different answers for this. Favourite Doctor. I've got a favourite classic Doctor and a favourite modern Doctor for different reasons. Favourite classic Doctor is Patrick Troughton. I don't know. I can't really explain why. I think he's a nice combination between like grumpy old man and then sort of immature, like excited child. So he's my favourite classic Doctor. I mean, to be fair, I like them all. Like, I like Doctor Who. So he's my favourite classic Doctor. Favourite of the new Doctors would probably be either Matt Smith or Capaldi. I think Matt Smith would probably just edge it, because I think by the time Capaldi took over, the writing had started to go a little bit too far downhill. He had some fantastic stories, and I think he pulled off being the Doctor like amazingly. I wish that we'd had the sort of calibre of stories that we had with Tennant and Matt Smith with Capaldi as the Doctor. I think if that had been the case, his run would have been amazing. Because I think his Doctor, like this very, very angry Doctor, was amazing. It was very, very Hartnell almost, like early Hartnell. But yeah, the writing had started to go a little bit downhill, and it was a bit shaky by the time I got to Capaldi. And I feel really bad for Whittaker, because I think that I don't think it's anything to do with her as I don't think it's anything to do with her as an actor or actress. I think it is 100% the writing. They've not done a good job with the writing at all. And I hope it doesn't put them off from casting a woman as the Doctor again in the future, because that's not the issue. Like, the Doctor can be whoever or whatever. The issue was the writing, and they didn't do a good job with it, and that's it. So I'm interested. I watched the Easter episode. Very, very meh. Very much not really that interesting. Very much a non-episode. Like, nothing really happened. It was sort of like, oh, there's a problem. Oh, we've solved it. Like, very, very meh episode. She's great. The storylines are very meh. Yeah, exactly, yes. Have you seen Moon Knight and the new Thor trailer? Moon Knight's good, but I think they over-exaggerate how British people are, if you get me. The thing, right, so I thought that when I watched the first episode, but then when I've watched more episodes, like, the main character's British accent is bad on purpose, because it's not his actual voice. It's, like... Because if I'm understanding it right, like, the main character, like, he's got, like, multiple personalities. The main personality isn't British, so that's an accent he's putting on. So it's going to be a bit over the top and exaggerated, if that makes sense. As for everyone else, it was set in London, so they're all London accents. I don't think the rest of them were that bad, but I'm enjoying it so far. I've not watched today's episode. Because I've been working and then streaming. But I kind of need to wait. I need to get Wendy caught up on them, because Wendy's not watched any of them yet. And I think she'll like them. And I watched the Thor trailer last night or this morning. I can't remember when. But I watched the Thor trailer. That was good. Very much looking forward to that film coming out. Tomato ketchup crisps are evil. Tomato ketchup crisps are amazing. I love them. I've got another 3 bags sat there waiting for me. I've just realised that it's 9 o'clock, or just after 9 o'clock. And that means it's time for Loki Approved. So what we should do is load up the Discord. And we should... move over to the Discord. Monkey Boy 7, you and me need to have a chat about these here Necrons. Okay, Doctor Who again. Who is your favourite model? Whose is your favourite model companion/companions? Who's my favourite companions? I didn't think the trailer was that bad, Boffnet. What are tomato ketchup crisps? They're crisps that are tomato ketchup flavoured. Right, let's move over to Loki Approved so we can have a look through all your guys' amazing work. Modern. Who's your favourite modern companion? Probably Catherine Tate. New Thor looks shy. Watch the Northman instead. Proper Vikings closer than that nonsense. I mean, he's not supposed to be a Viking. He's supposed to be a god. He's supposed to be an alien. It's Marvel Comics, not History Channel. I don't know. I watched the trailer. I didn't think it looked that bad. I didn't think it was that bad at all. But apparently everyone else hates it. That's fine. We can all have different opinions. Mr. Bobby, welcome to the stream, dude. Hope you are well. Thanks very much for tuning in. Lovely to see you here again in the chat and back in and around the community. And to quickly answer, oh, I already answered Golden Rug Minis. Yeah, Catherine Tate, I think, are probably my favourite of the modern ones. When she was first announced, I was a little bit sort of like, oh, that's not going to work. But then she ended up being absolutely brilliant. And I don't think any of them have... yeah, I don't think any of them have lived up since then. Right, it's time for Lucky Approved. Let's have a look through and see what all y'all have been up to. Thanks, Bram, for opening Lucky Approved this week. First off the bat, we've got Jane Czar, all done. So this is the... oh, go on. I asked what team this was the other day. It's the... Is it the Chaos team? It is the Chaos team, isn't it? I can tell because of all the Chaos stuff on the Reds. This looks absolutely fantastic. I love the colours. The red and yellow really pops. The red and yellow really pops. And then against all like the dark flesh and fur and stuff. Absolutely fantastic work. Lazy Mini Painting, thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. The Northman is well cool. I'll have a look at it. Next up, we've got Darth Boothie reviews. Some 15mm alternative armies undead that I've finished for doing some Fantasy Skirmish gaming. These look amazing. These are 15mm. These are spot on. That was a bit blurry. Yeah, these are spot on, dude. Fair play for doing some 15mm stuff. Smed, are you looking in Loki Approved or are you looking in Loki's Legions? Because Loki Approved is open. Next up we've got Sprocket, Grots on Sharks, almost finished. This is absolutely fantastic. Look at these. Grots on Sharks. I love these. I like the really nice bright colours as well. They look absolutely spot on. Absolutely love them. Fantastic work, Sprocket. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Next up, we've got Bear in the Brush. Krieg just speed paints and dry brushed. Look at these. These look amazing. I love the colours on these. That green is really, really nice on the Kurtz. Very, very nice. Absolutely lovely work. That green, actually, that green on the like on the eye sockets really pops out. Very nice and bright. Fantastic work, dude. Next up, we've got Wolfchild. Look at this. Some Stormcast. These are absolutely fantastic. Love these. Love that colour scheme. That colour scheme is fantastic. Love these, dude. We need to have a game at some point, man. I forgot you played Age of Sigmar. I'll get you over for a game at some point soon, dude. Now that I've been converted. And a brood nest. This is awesome. Look at this. With the Tyranids like just popping out, that's so cool. I've never seen this model before. Is this like terrain or is this like something you can have for your army? That's awesome. Love that, dude. Nice work. Next up, we've got Tabletop Ready Minis. Not been super busy, has been on holiday the last 2 weeks and now moving. But before I left, I took the plunge and added decals in the banner to my knight. Made a start of my Stormcast lady with wings conversion, as she will be becoming a Spartan and painting some more Lord of the Rings. Tabletop Ready's been busy. I love this knight, it's so nice. Still done, I mean, I said this when you first painted it, dude, but you've done an absolutely fantastic job on this knight. And as well, anyone looking at that, none of that is done with airbrushing or anything like that. That's all done with dry brushing and normal painting. Absolutely spot on, dude. Absolutely banging work. Not just because it's Salamanders, which is obviously the best chapter, but just because it's an absolutely cracking paint job, dude. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely love it. Brilliant work, dude. Absolutely ruddy brilliant. I love this cannon with the Drake head around it. Look at this. Insane. I've got one of these to paint at some point when I get round to it. Some Lord of the Rings. These are gorgeous. They're really nice models. Some Uruk-hai. It's not Dark Angels because it's a Loyalist Knight. Brilliant. These Uruk-hai look fantastic, dude. Absolutely smashing it out the park. Absolutely mega. Next up, we've got Void Captain Bazooka. Converted this Chaos Raptor helmet into an unknown / prototype mark of armour for my Black Shield Marauder. Look at this. This looks cool. So that's how it comes normally, I'm assuming. And there's like the side bits snipped off. Like the ears snipped off. That's cool. That's a really nice conversion. Awesome work, dude. Campaign Terrain, thanks very much for tuning in, bud. Catch you next time. That looks awesome, Void Captain Bazooka. Thanks very much for sharing it, dude. Mr. Bofflet's up next. I too have been kit bashing Yinastra, using the Anvil of Apotheosis to make custom rules for her. Well, she looks a lot less flyy than she does normally, but that's a cool conversion. I like that axe with the banner behind it. That's real cool. Looking forward to seeing that one painted, dude. Nearly done with this diorama. 40k recreation of an iconic photo from the war in Ukraine. It's going to be called Finders Looters. That is fantastic, dude. I love the orc symbols on the tractor wheels. That's fantastic. That's absolutely brilliant. Love that, dude. The orc and the guard, nice. Looking forward to seeing that one coming together. Next up, we've got Connor doing a few bits for my Krieg army. This looks like a knight to me. I'm liking that colour though. That's very, very nice. Big tank. Trench system. That trench system is awesome. I love it. Such a cool kit. These Krieg are looking absolutely spot on. I like the glow on this one. From the OSL from the plasma. That's really nice. This guy's reading the rules manual. He's checking the latest 40k FAQ. Absolutely spot on. Loving them, dude. Bobby's Miniatures up next. Made a Lord of the Rings model for a friend as a competition for a display. Yes, that's right. A model, not a terrain piece, but a model. This is Azog's Signal Tower for Lord of the Rings. 200 points in-game with lots of rules, etc. But unfortunately, no model ever released for it. Just a rough base size. Dimensions of 9 inches. So here's my take on it. Tom Bombadil for size. That's so cool. That's like a custom-made model. That's bizarre that they've like really got rules for a model, but they never released it. That's really weird. This is awesome though, dude. Like, you should be proper proud of that. That's really, really nice. I like the Tom Bombadil as well. Yeah, this is absolutely awesome. Liking this moss and stuff on here, that's really nice. Yeah, this is spot on, dude. I really like this. I really like these, like the flag things, the signal things. They're really, really nice. Yeah, they're looking spot on, dude. Absolutely fantastic, and thank you very much for sharing that, dude. That's amazing. Next up, we've got Katie. Finally finished my Dragon Champion from Northumbrian Tin Soldiers. This is absolutely spot on. That red is gorgeous. The sort of dark and then the highlights on the end of each scale, they really pop. I love the eye as well. Super, super nice and vibrant. It's very, very nice. Absolutely love it. And that blend on the end, on the tip of the tail there as well. Absolutely spot on. Love that, Katie. A little Sam from the Defenders of the Shire with glowing sword for Middle-earth strategy battle game. To be based still, foot and mounted. This is awesome. The OSL is really, really nice. It's like Luke Skywalker. But yeah, spot on that. I like that really nice glow off the sword. That's awesome work, dude. Nice work, Bobby. Oh, what's this? No one wants to see this. This is what I've been working on. So I finished this. I mean, technically I finished it Monday, but I'd not tidied up the base rim. So I did that earlier on today. Just gave it a quick once over. But yeah, the rest of the model, I painted this Monday. It took me a couple of hours. Really, really, really like the model. I've been wanting to paint this one since I got the set, but I wanted to get a colour scheme sorted first. And now that I've got one sorted, finally managed to get him painted. It's a super nice, easy colour scheme to do. It's mainly airbrushing and then picking out a couple of details like all the leather straps and stuff and the metallics, and then it's just a oil wash over the entire thing. Now, normally, like with an oil wash, I would take a bit more of it off and be a bit more sort of precise with it. But because these are all like swampy orcs, I don't mind leaving a little bit too much on in some places, because they're all supposed to be like swampy and stuff, and like, you know, probably a bit mucky. But yeah, I really like this model. I had a lot of fun painting it. The rest of my army that I did for the game against Boffnet. So this is my Swamp Caller Shaman and my Pot Grot, with some OSL coming up from his cauldron. I've then got the Manskewer Bolt Boys, which are these guys. These are a little bit oversaturated. When I put them into the computer, I have to, the way that I shoot photos, I shoot them quite flat, and then I add the contrast back in so that I can, you know, make it look as nice as possible. I've got new monitors at home, so when I did these ones, I overcompensated a bit too much because the monitors are a little bit dull. So they're not quite as bright. The armor is more like the armor that's on this one. This is accurate. These ones are a little bit too oversaturated. But it's the same colour scheme. And then the 20 gut rippers that I've got done. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the game. I'm going to play it more tomorrow night. I'm going to my local store to go and play some more Age of Sigmar. I've got another 6 Manskewer Bolt Boys to paint, and then that's 1,000 points, which I'm very much looking forward to going doing that. But yeah, this one has been on my to-do list since I got the box, and it's a gorgeous model, and I'm really happy with that one. I've got 2 more of these as well, so I'm probably going to convert one of them and do something fun with it, but I'm not 100% sure what, but you know, we'll probably do something with it. So maybe that's a live stream topic at some point. We can do it on stream and see what we can come up with. Next up, we've got Phil Ediart. Frostgrave Warband is the next project. Thanks to Lion Tower Miniatures and their RPG range for miniatures, it's all come together. These are looking absolutely fantastic. These look absolutely spot on, dude. I'm really looking forward to seeing these painted up. I do love the Lion Tower stuff. Always looks amazing. Always amazing prints. But yeah, looking forward to seeing these painted, dude. Jesus, you've been busy. So all of this army, this has all been painted in the last 2 weeks. To be fair, these 20, these 3, and these 2 have been painted. They all got painted in like 5 days, and then this one got painted on the Monday. When you get Vulture Boy, you get 2 options with him, so that's a good kit bash. Nice. I will keep a lookout for it. I love this one. This is fantastic. This one's really nice as well. It's a very nice Viking model. Absolutely love it. For those of you that like to create for those of you that like to create their own individual bases, these were fun to do. Green Stuff World Roller, Milliput, Cardinite, Granite, base, paint, and some cork. They look spot on though, dude. They look absolutely banging. It's a nice variety. I definitely want to get Vulture Boy. I definitely want to get him. I'm going to get the majority of the stuff that I've got painted up first. Maybe not all the Hobgrots, because I think I own like 100 Hobgrots. But definitely going to be getting all the Gut Rippers, the Manskewer Bolt Boys, and then all the at least 1 or 2 of each of the different HQ things done. But yeah. Awesome bases them, dude. Next up, Frandog99, all done apart from 3. If someone could now please teach me how to play 40k, that would be awesome. So these are looking awesome, dude. It has been so nice to see you sort of going through and working on your Necrons. I know that you were like, not struggling, but I know you're having a bit of a harder time with them at the start. And like, you've absolutely smashed these out of the park, dude. Like that, to get them all painted up and all done. Got a couple left to do. So you've got the Scorpic Lord, the Overlord, and one of the Crypto Thralls. No, the Crypto Thralls are done. Is it the Plasmancer then? Yeah, it's the Plasmancer. Left to do. They look spot on, man. You should be super, super happy with these. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing you get the last couple finished. And then you've got a full set. I don't know how far away you are from me, but if you ever want to meet up to play 40k, there's plenty of places near me where we can book tables that have got terrain and stuff. So if you do want to learn how to play 40k, I'm 100% up for that. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Next up, Bobby again. Bobby's been busy. Busy Bobby. Second completed project, fully playable Barlin's Tomb for Middle-earth strategy battle game. This looks absolutely spot on, dude. This is really, really cool. So it's a 3D table board build for the Barlin's Tomb game. So I'm presuming this is compatible with the board game that came out around Christmas. But this is really nice. Loads of nice textures and stuff on there. Yeah, this looks spot on, dude. Yeah, this looks awesome. And we get to see the transformation. I want to get this book. This is the Middle-earth book that I want to get, Quest of the Ringbearer, and then I want to get the stuff that goes, like the models and stuff that go with the different scenarios, and play through it. There we go. Awesome work. That looks fantastic, man. That's such a cool table. Lovely little board build. Awesome. Next up, we've got Cat Cave Hobbies. Thank you very much for the submission today. Managed to take some pictures of the bust I finished last week, and Boffnet suggested that I share them in this channel too. This looks absolutely spot on. So this is a Kriegsman. This bust is really nice. I'm loving the colour on the coat, loving the highlights on there. That green on the eye lenses again, absolutely spot on. This is fantastic. I love that bust. That's awesome. Nice little additions, like some creases in the leather and stuff. The highlights. It's very nice. What I like this, it's not too over the top. Oftentimes you'll see like a busts and stuff, and they're a little bit too much over the top. This is very much like, you know, it's a nice looking bust. It's painted nicely. You can tell what it is. All the colours and stuff are absolutely spot on. I love this. This is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic work, and thank you so much for sharing it and sharing it with us all. That's brilliant. Next up, we've got Smed. Finally got it working. Anyway, here's my submission for today. I already posted it in general chat a week or so ago. However, I appreciate suggestions on a colour scheme for these lot. Don't want to go too samey as everyone else, but still want that Dark Battle Sister feel to it. I know we're not supposed to talk here, but wow. So this is Sisters of Battle Army. I'll let Boffnet give you suggestions for colour schemes on it. I don't do Sisters of Battle. I'm not a fan of how they look. But I mean, fair play getting them all built and sorted, like built and cleaned up and ready for painting. And I am looking forward to seeing some paint on these once you've worked out a colour scheme that you're wanting to go with. But yeah, massive props for getting everything built up and ready, because that's no small feat. That is a big old chunk of plastic. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what you do with these. Looking forward to seeing what colour scheme you end up going with, and hopefully seeing them posted here in the future. And that is everything. That is the entirety of Loki Approved. So thank you very much, everyone, for submitting your pictures of what you've been working on, what you're about to start working on, what you've finished. and everything else in between. Always love looking through and seeing what you guys are all working on. It's always inspirational. And that brings us to the end of Loki Approved. We've got about half an hour before the stream ends, ish. Which I might end up ending it a bit early because I need a wee. Love that guardsman. That guardsman's absolutely spot on. It's so nice. So nice. Thanks so much, guys. That's probably the most feedback I've gotten from anyone in the hobby, and it's so encouraging. It's been my first bust ever. Honestly, I tell you, I painted my first bust ever. Was it last year or the year before? And I was absolutely terrified of painting it for such a long time. But when I eventually got round to doing it, like it was refreshing to paint something like at that sort of scale, and that different to what I normally do. But yeah, I mean, massive props for you for going out and for doing that, for painting a bust. Because like I say, I was terrified for ages. As for the feedback and stuff, that's what we do. Like, if you want feedback, we'll give feedback. Like, it looks fantastic. We're a very friendly society. Community. So yeah, always welcome to share stuff with us. Always happy to have a look over it and you know, say nice things. Quick, ask some difficult questions. Question: is it a dadwee? Pickle, if you were shot at, how would you run? How would I run? Probably away. If I was getting shot at, I would run. I would zigzag. You've got to zigzag. Is it a dadwee? No, I think it's just a normal wee. Dadwee is usually in the morning. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes. Did you ever envision yourself having this as your job when you were younger? No. No, absolutely not. So when I was younger, when I was sort of aged 12, 13-ish, I was convinced that I was going to be an author. I was going to write. I still love writing. I still enjoy like nice creative writing. So yeah, I was convinced I was going to be an author. And then when I got to sort of 13, 14, that's when I started playing guitar, and I was in a band and stuff. And at that age, I was then convinced that I was going to be the band was going to be famous, and that was going to be it. And that lasted up until being about 18-ish, 19. And then I worked like a full-time job and sort of went, oh yeah, like, of course I'm not going to be famous. That's silly. And then I've worked jobs ever since then. The hobby has always been a hobby that I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed plenty of other hobbies. Like, I've done video gaming. I read a lot. I collect comic books. I've done musical theatre for a few years. Loved doing that. But no point did I ever think that I would have this as my job. What colour is a mirror? Black. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes, we've answered that one. Is a bagel a bread donut? Yeah. I mean, a donut is a bread donut, though. It's baked in it. Is cheese milk loaf? Yes. Is a taco classed as a hot dog if it has a sausage instead of the other fillings? No. It's a taco. In your board build, why is there an orange size hole in the middle of the road? Luke told me to cut a circle. He said, cut a hole in the road. So I did it. He didn't give me any other direction at all. Just said, cut a hole in the road. I'm never going to live that one down. Pickle, if green were deleted from the colour spectrum, what colour would you use in your logo? Probably blue, but then I'd have to change the purple, because I don't think blue and purple would work together. Yeah. Blue's like my second favourite colour after green. So I guess it'd have to be blue. Or maybe orange. Blue or orange. Orange could work with purple, I guess. Name a mammal that can lay eggs, swim, and has a beaver tail and a duck bill. Jeff. That's what I'm going to name him. Isn't it a platypus? Doesn't a platypus have a bill and like a beaver's tail? That lays eggs, I think. I'm not sure. I'm going to go with platypus. Or if that's not right, then I'm going to go with Jeff. Don't mention bread. What was your band's name? Did you think the name was cool at the time? And what about now? So we had two names. Well, when we first set the band up, we were called Syntax Error. We then changed the name to Silverhead because the place where we used to rehearse had a giant papier-mâché silver head in it. I don't know why. I don't know what it was from, but it had one. And we changed his name to Silverhead. And yeah, at the time, we thought it was cool. We thought it was edgy. It was different. And to be fair, looking back now, like I think Silverhead was fun because it was something that meant something to us and didn't mean anything to anyone else. So yeah, I don't mind those names. They don't make me cringe. What is a barm cake? No. Socks on. Left foot or right foot first? Right foot first. Also, did you lose your virginity to a sock like lots of adolescents? No, I did not. You're a donut. Brilliant. What's your opinion on musical montages? I like musical montages. Or they're alright if they're like used properly. Yeah. Trick question, because blue is in green and would be deleted too. Ah, you've got me. What is your favourite musical? So favourite musical. So my favourite musical that I've ever been to see is The Book of Mormon. That was absolutely amazing. I loved that show so much. After that, it would probably be Wicked. Like I really enjoyed that. Rocky Horror is always good, but that's more the full experience rather than just the show. I mean, the show is good, but like there's a full experience of like all the audience participation and stuff. But I'd have to say that my favourite musical overall, and this is purely biased because I was in it, is Spamalot. Just because it's Monty Python. I love Monty Python. I was in Spamalot when the theatre group that I used to be part of, or that I am part of, not an active member, but I'm still part of it. But yeah, when we performed that, I was Sir Robin, and I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. So yeah, but I've been to see that show twice. I've been to see an amateur society do it, and I've been to see a professional society do it, and then we did it. And the amateur society was all right. The professional society, I did not enjoy that show. I thought it was very weak. Because we did more stuff with it than they did, and we were an amateur society, so you expect them to do more. But it was like a touring professional society, so there were like 7 cast members. Like, they didn't have the scope. Like, we had like 30 odd members when we did that show, which is a lot for us. So, yeah. Syntax Error is an awesome name, though. Yeah, Syntax Error was such a cool name. We had that, like I say, we had that for a couple of years, and then I think it came about because we had like loads of members like come and go. So when we originally set it up, there was me, my friend Ian, and then my other friend Rob. Fun fact: Rob is called Rob Banks, which is hilarious in and of itself. But he is the second cousin of Nick Banks, who is the drummer in Pulp, and he is the great grandson. I think, how is it? I think it's his dad's cousin's dad is Gordon Banks, the English goalkeeper person from the World Cup, and probably other football matches as well. Never get the live notifications. So there was us 3 when we first set the band up, and that's what we were called, Syntax Error. And then Ian left, and we got a different bass player in, and then we got a new guitarist in, and then he left, and then we got a different guitarist in, and we got they moved around, and we'd moved around a lot, and we had a hiatus of like 6 or 7 months where we'd not got people to fill the slots, and we had a bit of a break. So then when we came back and started, we got people in and started again. We changed the name, and just sort of like a fresh start. But I did always like Syntax Error. What is the optimum length of a musical donut montage? What is it with the montage? I don't understand this. Like, have I missed something? I feel like I've missed something. My band was called Snort. Brilliant. What's the average length of time you should leave your toenails to grow before you clip them? How do you answer that? You clip them when they need clipping. Elston's off his head. Favourite ingredient to mix with mashed potatoes? Butter. Butter. Just butter. Maybe a bit of cheese if I'm feeling a bit adventurous. But yeah, butter. Just chuck loads of butter in there. Love it. I don't know what's happening with Elston. He's gone crackers in chat. He's done it for the last couple of streams. What's your favourite food? Pizza. Pizza, 100%. I had, what did I have for dinner today? German doner kebab. There's a German doner kebab shop opened up, like local-ish to us. You have missed something. I'll explain next time I'm a guest on the show. Well, every time I ask you to come on the show, you don't. You're like, oh, I'm busy. When is the podcast going onto YouTube? The podcast is already on YouTube. We've set up the channel. All the episodes are on YouTube. They're all available to listen to. Yeah. So yeah, you can go and watch it. Everything went onto YouTube from Monday, I think everything went up. Monday morning. So everything's up on YouTube now. So if you want to listen to the podcast that me and Elston do, Wargamers Anonymous, You can now listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, other podcast places, and now on YouTube. A massive thank you as well to Peter Gronfeldt, who, despite literally raising a new person on the planet, has still found time to do some graphics for us to use on the video version of the podcast. So yeah, massive thank you to him for sorting those out. Favourite toppings on pizza, and do you have a favourite restaurant? Favourite restaurant? I don't really have a favourite. Yeah, I don't really have a favourite restaurant. Maybe, well, to be fair, it'd either be Pizza Express or TGI Fridays, maybe. They're both alright. Oh, actually, no, favourite restaurant is Buffnet. It's whatever that burger place is near where Buffnet lives that's not open anymore. Because that was amazing. They did amazing chips, amazing milkshakes, and amazing burgers. And it is the saddest thing that I've ever heard that they are not open anymore. But whatever that burger place were called, that's my favourite burger place. That's my favourite restaurant. Favourite toppings on pizza: pepperoni, donami, jalapenos, maybe like spicy beef and stuff. Sound fact, the Peddler's Market. I don't class that as a restaurant because that's just loads and loads of different street food. I mean, don't get me wrong, Peddler's Market is amazing, but it's not a restaurant, is it? If we're being completely honest. Have you ever drunk Baileys from a shoe? I've not. I've never had Baileys from a shoe. Call out to everyone that understood that reference. Pickle, what food or what has cities but no build? Why are we doing puzzles? This is supposed to be the end of the stream. This is nice, easy question time. What has cities but no buildings, roads but no cars, forests with no trees, and rivers with no fish? I don't know. My house. Pickle, what food would you chase after if a witch cast a spell on it and gave it legs and it ran off? Pizza. I wouldn't run after any other food. I'd run after pizza, but no others. Can you do the splits? No. And I know I can't, and I'm not even going to try. GBK was awesome. So, right, so Gourmet Burger Kitchen, that's what it was called. Is that like franchise like completely gone? Or is it just the one in Worcester? Because if they're open somewhere else, I will 100% go. It'd be worth it. There was another question that I've missed as well. What is your favourite season of Red Dwarf and why is it 5? It is 5. And quite frankly, it's because it's the best season. It's one of those weird ones like... I like to watch things in order. Like if I'm gonna watch Red Dwarf, I will watch all of Red Dwarf. But if I have to pick like from a random episode, it's usually from either seasons 3, 4, or 5. To be fair, recently I tend to watch 3 and 4 more than 5, and that's purely because I've watched the episodes from season 5 that many times. But season 5 is still my favourite, I think. Have you ever been to Disneyland? Nope. No. We were never allowed to go as kids because it was too expensive, and we're from Yorkshire. And then I've never taken Alfie because, again, expensive. I would like to take him because I think he'd enjoy it, but I haven't done as yet. I would like to go, but if I was going to go, I'd want to go to proper Disneyland and not the fake one in Paris. If you could make a gaming board of anything, what would it be? I can make a game board of anything I want to. In fact, I did. The video went out on Monday. Make sure you go and check it out on the main channel. So that was a board. It was primarily for Drowned Earth, which is a skirmish game with dinosaurs and like different teams that you can use. But I've purposely sort of left it open so I can add scatter terrain on as and when I want to for Drowned Earth, but then I can also put other stuff on. I can play Marvel Crisis Protocol on it. I can play other like skirmish small games on it. If I can make any sort of gaming table that I want to, like it completely anything, I would love to make like a dedicated I would like to make a full 40k table for Necrons, but do like a proper Necron tomb world with the like LED lights and like the full shebang. Do the whole lot. If I could do anything like with money, no objects or anything. Will Pickle and Luke merge one day to become Lukel or Puke? I don't think we're likely to merge. We're not that close. Have you ever met anyone famous? It depends what your class is famous. I have met Sylvester McCoy, Peter Davison and Colin Baker. I have... so I've met them. I've met... Who else have I met? I've met a few other famous people. I've met Luke. I work with Luke. I'm meeting some more famous people in a couple of weeks. Can't really say anything more on that. I'm trying to think if I've met anyone more famous than those three doctors. I don't think I've. I think those three doctors would probably be the three most famous people that I've met. Yeah, come on, Bofnet. The North is better. Don't even lie. If you can make an improvement to anything in Warhammer 40k, what would it be? I'd improve Necrons. That's an impossible question to answer. You can't just make one improvement to... yeah, you can't just make one improvement. It's far too complex. I'm more famous than doctors. Elston, you are famous. You are more famous than doctors. And I have met Elston on multiple occasions now. Elston, I need to chat to you. I'll drop you a message after the stream. I've got two of these. I didn't realise that one was supposed to be for you, so I need to get you one of these at some point. We'll have a chat because you're heading to Nottingham in like a couple of weeks. So probably meet up. Or I can just post it, I guess. But it'd be nice to meet up and drop them off. I've seen Patrick Stewart, however, he was just about to get into his car, so I left him alone. That was a good day. My friend was very jealous. Oh, I'd love to meet Patrick Stewart. I'd love to meet Patrick Stewart. Wendy's met more famous people than me. She's met all the Red Dwarf people. She's met some people from Star Trek. What's the name that plays Troy? Wendy's met loads of famous people. Why are you going to Nottingham? I can't tell you. To be fair, I might not be going to Nottingham on that day, but I will be in Nottingham at some point that week. And I can't tell you why. It's top secret. I'll message you. But even if I'm not going to Nottingham on that day, I mean, I can always make a trip over. Because it'll probably cost me about as much in petrol as it would to post these anyway. Or if you fancy, I imagine you'll be with your friends, won't you? So you can't pop over here. I was gonna say you could always call in for a brew. But yeah. Anyway, that is all the time we've got for today. Thank you so much for all the questions. I'm actually surprised at how many hobby questions we got. I know we had a lot of fun questions, but we had some hobby questions and stuff as well earlier on, which was nice. If you could only choose one to do for the rest of your life, which would you choose? Paint miniatures, stream content, or build boards? Which would you choose? Wow. Wow. If I could... But the thing is, my content that I stream is painting miniatures. I mean, I wouldn't pick board building. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but if I had to pick between those three, that one's not going to win. I'd probably pick painting miniatures, because realistically, if I'm not painting miniatures, what am I going to do on my streams? I mean, I know this one's not been a painting stream, but I can't just do this all the time, because I'm not that interesting. So yeah, I'd probably have to pick painting miniatures. There's too much of a hobby that I'd lose out on. Did the chocolate make it through customs alright? It seems to have done, yes. It is here. I've not opened them yet. I've not tried them yet, because I think for this one I'm going to wait until we're live on the podcast and try it live on the podcast. I'm not going to try it in advance. But yes, thank you very much for all the questions. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. I know it's been a little bit different, but it's like I said earlier, I'm very conscious that I don't get to do that much painting on stream, because like between checking the chat and doing other bits and pieces, I don't get that much stuff done. So I figured I might start utilizing the streams and doing other stuff. So stuff like this, or like we can pick a topic to talk about, like you know, different painting techniques or whatever. Have you done the videos for the podcast yet? We have. The podcast YouTube channel is live now. So yeah, there's a link just up in the chat a little bit. For the YouTube link for the podcasts. They are up there now. All 5 episodes are on there. The new episode, episode 5, and all the back catalogue. All went up on Monday. So make sure you go and check that out if that's where you want to listen to the podcasts. But yes, massive thank you to all of you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. If you've got any suggestions for other sort of talking streams, talking head streams, more like this with more interaction with the chat and stuff, let me know on Discord in the suggestions channel. I'm up for any sort of ideas for stuff. It doesn't have to be majorly wargaming centric, but obviously that is what the channel's around. So if you want to suggest stuff, chuck it over there. If you want to help support the channel, there's links down below in the description and in the chat for all our affiliate links with Grim Dice, with Element Games, or there's the channel membership program over on the main channel. I am going to be setting up a Patreon account at some point in the near future, which will be another way you can support me if you want to. Obviously, it's not expected in any way, but it is massively appreciated. But obviously, as I always say, guys, the best way to keep supporting the channel is to check out the live streams, check out the videos, share it with your friends that you think will be interested, and just, you know, get our name out there and help us to continue to grow. 6,600 subs we are currently on, or we were on at the start of the stream. I don't know what we're on now. It's absolutely insane, the numbers that we're on at the minute. It's ridiculous. If you want to check out the main channel, link for that is down below in the description and in the chat. And if you want to check out the podcast, you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. You can find us on our YouTube channel. Everywhere where you'll find podcasts, we will be there. Just search for Wargamers Anonymous and let us know what you think. And again, if you want to help get involved with any of the podcast stuff, there's a separate section over on Discord for that as well. Link for Discord down below in the chat if you're not already a member. It's free to join. Please come and do so. We're an absolutely fantastic community. I'm so proud of each and every one of our members, and we'll be more than happy to have you if you're not in there already. But that's it for tonight. I'm going to love you and leave you. I am going to go and have a wee. I'm going to put my feet up and I'm going to carry on reading Twice Dead King Rain, which I am about halfway through already. I'm absolutely smashing through this, really enjoying it. And then once I've finished that, I've got, you can't see them down there, I picked up the 3 Salamanders Book of Fire or Tomb of Fire books, whatever they're called. I picked up all 3 for £6. So I'll be reading them next. But this will hopefully be the next book review on the podcast, because should have it finished in the next week or so. That's going to do it for me. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay safe. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever you're doing, and the rest of your week. I will be live next Wednesday, and hopefully have a new video up on the channel in the next week or so. Fun little project that I've been wanting to do for a while, so hope you're looking forward to seeing that. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'm going to love you and leave you, and until next time, guys, enjoy your hobby. I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.